what if the system that judges your financial worth is broken, a system that rejects millions based on a single, outdated number? In 2020, two founders decided to build something new, something smarter. They created an AI that could see the full picture, an AI that would help them build a billion-pound company in under 5 years. This is the story of how data, determination, and a demand for fairness are changing lending forever. For decades, your financial life has been reduced to a single number, a credit score. This score, calculated by opaque, decades-old methods, dictates your ability to get a loan, buy a car, or own a home. It is a system that often fails to see the complete picture, a system that can leave millions of hardworking people behind. In the UK alone, a significant portion of the population is considered credit invisible or is underserved by mainstream lenders. They are judged not on their current reality, but on a crude snapshot of their past. This rigid process creates a barrier, a financial wall for those who don't fit a narrow, outdated model. The result is a cycle of exclusion, where fair credit remains just out of reach. In 2020, two individuals saw this flaw with perfect clarity. Gerald Chappell, having led digital lending at the global consulting firm McKinsey, had seen firsthand how the big banks were failing to innovate. He knew the system was inefficient. Dr. Michelle He, a computer scientist specializing in lending analytics, knew the technology already existed to fix it. They were driven by a shared frustration. The industry had the tools for a fairer system but lacked the will to build it. They founded a company to force that change. Instead of relying on a single score, they would use open banking. This technology allows people to securely share their financial data. With this data, their proprietary AI platform named Render could conduct a far deeper assessment. Render analyzes income, spending habits, and disposable income in real time. It builds a complete financial picture, a nuanced understanding of a person's ability to borrow and repay. This wasn't just a small tweak to the old system, this was a ground-up reinvention of how lending decisions are made. The company, originally named FinTurn, launched into a world on fire. The COVID-19 pandemic had just begun, triggering unprecedented economic uncertainty. For a new lender, it was the worst possible time to start. Traditional banks tightened their lending overnight, making Abound's mission both more difficult and more necessary than ever. They faced immense challenges. They had to convince a public, wary of scams, to trust them with their sensitive financial data through open banking. More importantly, they had to prove their AI was truly fair. An algorithm is only as good as the data it's trained on, and the risk of building new digital biases into the system was significant. Their technology had to be not just accurate, but ethical. Their survival depended on navigating a global crisis while building a foundation of trust from scratch. Before we dive into the next part, let me ask you something. Here's a test. Count how many times you did the exact same task this week. Now multiply that by 52. If you're running a business doing $500,000 to $10 million, you already figured out the hard part. You've got customers, you've got revenue. But here's what nobody tells you. The bigger you get, the more you become the person handling all the stuff nobody else knows how to do. Approving invoices, scheduling calls, answering the same questions over and over. And the weird part, most of that can run itself now. It's not about spending a fortune or hiring a tech team. Most business owners just don't know where to start. So we built something simple, a 2-minute survey. You answer a few questions about what's eating your time, and it shows you exactly what's automatable in your specific business. Links in the description. Takes 2 minutes. You might be surprised what you find. Now let's get back to the story, because what happened next changed everything. But they didn't just survive, they thrived. After rebranding to Abound in 2023, the market began to see the power of their model. Within just 3 years, a period that included the pandemic, Abound achieved something remarkable for a new lender: profitability. The financial world took notice. In 2024, the company secured a massive funding round of up to £800 million from major institutions like Deutsche Bank and Citi. It was the largest fintech deal in the UK for the first half of the year. This capital injection was a clear signal of confidence. The reason was simple. The data was undeniable. Abound's technology was so accurate that its customers were defaulting 75% less than the industry average. This superior risk assessment allowed them to offer more competitive rates, creating a virtuous cycle of growth. Behind the numbers and the technology are people. People who were told no
Nope.
by the old system. People like a freelance designer whose fluctuating income didn't fit the rigid boxes of a traditional loan application. Or a young family who needed to consolidate debt to get back on their feet. Their stories are the true measure of Abound's impact. By looking at their actual financial behavior, Abound was able to say yes where others had said no. For these individuals, it was more than just a loan. It was an opportunity, a chance to start a business, to create a stable home, to manage their finances with dignity. It was a demonstration that a fairer financial system is possible. Abound's journey is far from over. With a balance sheet projected to reach £1 billion, the company is now looking beyond the UK. Their ambition is to take the Render platform global. They are not only offering loans directly to consumers, but also licensing their powerful AI to other lenders, empowering the entire industry to become more accurate and fair. Their success raises bigger questions about the future of finance. As artificial intelligence becomes more integrated into our lives, the need for transparency and fairness is paramount. The story of Abound is a powerful case study in how technology can be harnessed for good to create a more inclusive economy. It suggests a future where your financial identity is not defined by a single, simplistic score, but by the reality of your life. The story of Abound demonstrates a clear path from identifying a systemic problem to building a highly successful, tech-driven solution, even in the face of extreme adversity. Their journey offers several powerful lessons for any entrepreneur. 1. Solve a deep, widespread problem. Abound didn't just create a slightly better product. They targeted a fundamental flaw in the multi-trillion-dollar credit industry that affected millions. The most powerful businesses are built on solving significant, persistent pain points. 2. Leverage emerging technology for a core advantage. Abound's success is inseparable from its use of open banking and its proprietary AI, Render. They used new technology not as a gimmick, but as the very foundation of their model, giving them an analytical edge that incumbents could not easily replicate. 3. Turn crisis into opportunity. Launching during a pandemic was a massive challenge, but it also highlighted the urgent need for more flexible and accurate lending. By proving their model worked under the most stressful economic conditions, they built a more resilient company. 4. A superior product reduces risk and drives profitability. By building a more accurate assessment tool, Abound achieved a default rate 75% lower than the industry average. This superior performance directly translated into lower risk, better rates for customers, and a faster path to profitability. A better product is your best economic engine. Don't click away yet. See that video on my left? Click it right now. The next story shows what happens when a business fixes the right constraint first, or the wrong one. You need to see this. Click that video and keep watching.